technically, yes. I've actually done a couple of videos and a couple of tests where I've shown you can technically equip two weapons. Because literally all it is there's a flag on most one-handed weapons that says left hand. And because this is built on the Skyrim engine, there exists a flag that says right hand. So all you have to do is change the weapon so it's flags for right hand. Because there's no real way in the actual Pip-Boy where you can actually choose left or right hand like you can in Skyrim. But if you flag a weapon specifically that it can only be equipped in the right hand, you can technically equip both of them at the same time. The problem is there really isn't animations for holding something in your right hand. So while technically you can equip both of them, and you could use technically both of them, the animations really aren't there, and like the ammo system isn't really built for you to have two weapons. But if you're using like two melee weapons, you could technically double your damage, but the animations get all kinds of wonky because there's no animations for using your offhand. But technically, the engine supports dual wielding. It's the animations that don't support dual wielding. And you can even technically hold both items in both hands as long as you're standing still and not moving. As long as you're standing still, it'll sort of be where it should be in your offhand. It just kind of floats there, and you kind of sort of grip it. It works better on melee weapons, again, than ranged weapons, but again, it's animation limitations. There aren't animation files for right hand holding. You can technically do it. I'm sure someone will eventually do it. I mean, this is basically Skyrim. This is basically Skyrim HD, because and Bethesda has said this. In order to make Fallout 4, they had to port Skyrim to Xbox. And from there... And you don't even crash when you dual wield. There's no crashing whatsoever. It's just the animations are weird. So again, it's just a matter of... I'm sure someone will eventually come with a way to transplant all of the animations from Skyrim. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised that when Skyrim HD releases, since it's apparently, because from what I've seen, it's built on the Fallout 4 engine. So I wouldn't be surprised if someone were to take the Skyrim HD animations and port them into Fallout 4. Because hell, I've seen people port the quick loot system from Fallout 4 to Fallout New Vegas. So Preston, where are you? Probably further down, isn't it? PRE. Come on, PR, Preston, give me Preston. PO. No, I need Preston's damn coat. A little bit far. PRE. PRE. Pre-war. PR. Preston, okay. Preston coat. Original. Whew. Copy that. Copy that again. Technically, we already have a mod that allows you to holster weapons. It's see, the holster is just a visual thing. So like there's a mod called Visible Weapons, and basically what it is it's an equipable item, and basically they don't technically holster it, but you can craft versions of your weapons that are purely aesthetic, purely apparel items, and they don't conflict with any other apparel slots. So like you can have a fat man hanging off your back, or a pistol hanging off your hip, or a dagger hanging off the back. There's no holsters for them. They just sort of magnetically hang there like it was Halo. but the game technically supports the ability to have visible weapons. The devs just never implemented it. So modders did. And I believe, I mean, I know here in Armorsmith Independent it talks a lot about there's various holster items. I just haven't crafted them to see what they look like and see how they're equipped to the body. But it's probably the same thing. It's literally just an apparel item using an unused slot, and then your weapon, when it goes into its normal animation, it's kind of finicky when you think about it, because technically when you sheath your weapon, it vanishes. So while you may have a holster for it, there'd be no weapon in it. But if you were to use if you use the holster system from Armorsmith Extended and say visible weapons, then presumably the two would synchronize pretty well. I haven't quite played around with that enough. Preston coat. This is blue. This is Preston coat red. Control V. Preston coat red. And one more. And then the only thing I have left to do after this is to create the constructible objects. For the type of stuff I do, coding classes probably wouldn't help, but when you want to get into like scripting and more advanced mods, a coding class would definitely help you understand the nuances of scripting. Because when you get right down to it, all games, all programs are basically built upon the same language that's evolved over the years. So that's Preston Coat Shadowed. That's all of them done. Let's go and go by name, no style. I'm going to rename this to Compare Selected. Copy to Selected Records. And I'm going to say here, Edit. Original style. Copy to Selected Records. There we go. Get some consistent naming going on. There we go. I don't have to rename them, just more for consistency when I'm going to the style menu. It's just more for so they all look kind of similar, so they all kind of look thematically the same. Because this is the display name in the crafting menu. So just doing a little bit of cleanup on that. Let's see. Something else looks kind of nice. Constructible objects. Piper Cap, McCready. Blue Shadowed Original. Hancock will work just fine. Copy as a new record into CO mod armor cock. Copy, paste. Preston. Good, good. 24. Original shadowed. Copy as a new record into red. Done. 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 Save. Always good to save periodically. And we'll do it with compare selected. They're all using leather. Fine. So here, mod armor. Hancock leather. Pastor Piper Preston. Is it mod armor colonial duster? I think it is. Yep, mod armor colonial duster. Mod armor Preston blue. There we go. Copy to selected records. Mod armor Preston shadowed. Mod armor. This is the original style. And this is the red style. Did I overlook anything? OMOD. OMOD. You can actually put other things other than OMODs in here if they're all OMODs. Good. Close. Go over here. Launch fail out 4.